And here we go once again, the Funky Uncle Show. That's right, you got your Funky
Mhm.
Uncle G and your Funky Uncle Drew up in the hizzle for shizzle, my nizzle.
What
Hey,
happening?
not much, man. Another week of putting it in and ah, living.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, man, and it's around holiday time, and we know how that
Yeah,
go for
for
those who
real.
celebrate it. And
Right.
as you come in, hey, like the video, share it if you think somebody can use the info. Come join us on the panel if you got questions, comments, or concerns. D, what's
Most
going on,
definitely.
man?
Man, listen. It's in my line of work, it's about to
Uh-huh.
ramp up in a few.
Oh
It's
yeah.
gonna be
Oh
lots of
yeah.
travelers on the road, and
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
we gotta be on point. We definitely, because
Right.
we don't
Right.
shut down. There's no closing time in the
No,
hospitality business.
no, never, never, especially this time of year, bro.
Right.
Especially this time of year. Now, during this time of year, what do you see the most of? Let's say, for instance, you see a lot of families, or you see just a lot of
Well,
single
most
travelers, or
most
go
of the
ahead.
year, you see you see families when it comes to
Hmm.
traveling, whether it's a younger couple and their kids, or um older couples, and they're
Hmm.
still together, and sometimes they're dragging along maybe a sister-in-law, a son, or something like
Right.
that. But as far as family traveling, that is the I can say that's the most consistent part that I've
Hmm.
seen since I've been working in hospitality. So you get your single travelers too, but they're they're less single travelers
Right.
than, especially where we're located. Most people
Hmm.
are either going to Florida or coming from Florida.
Right. Right. That's a busy area. That area 95 right there. Stay hot.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Stay hot. Yeah, man, this
Mhm.
that time of year, man. We things are starting to slow down where I'm at. We deliver products to these big building projects and with contracts, and we supply them with a lot of our concrete products, man. And starting to slow down some. You can tell companies want to give people time off after working so hard throughout the year, man. And, I say enjoy the time off, even if you don't celebrate the holidays per se. Enjoy the time off and just being around family, bro. Because
Right.
you know, life is short, man. We need to
You
we
better
need to
believe
enjoy
it.
each other. Yeah, we need to enjoy each other a little more, man. You know, not trying to have a hallmark moment. Just thought I'd mention that. Yeah, man.
Most definitely, man. As we were saying last week, things have changed so much over the years because those that
Hmm.
took charge. I was just speaking with the brother today, saying, the people that took charge back then, they didn't pass down everything that was necessary to keep these things going. We just kind of took it
Hmm.
for granted.
Right. Right.
So, I guess we didn't have the foresight, and looking into it, also recognized that from their past, those that were in charge from their past, that's what they saw. It just kept repeating,
Hmm.
and they didn't
Yeah.
have the
Hmm.
foresight. I guess they didn't think that, there's going to be a different time when we need to, train these younger people so that they can continue on these the heritage, not the heritage, the gatherings, pass all that on, because that's really what kept the family. One of the things kept the family together. If you didn't see the family
Hmm.
anytime, you saw them, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, one of those holidays, one of those three holidays,
Yeah.
you saw
Yeah.
your family.
Hmm. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. People would travel, and
Yes,
the family would understand. Well, so and so will be here in a couple of days. They coming from New Jersey.
right,
We
right.
would know that and anticipate family coming in, and well, they got to sleep in here, or so and so sleep with this one, and you start changing. You know how it was.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You got to
Hotel
sleeping
room.
arrangements go. Yeah,
Hotel room. You got all this floor space. You talk about a hotel.
yeah. For real. Y'all be at auntie or grandma house. People be on the
Yeah.
floor, the chair. That's what we had more community though.
Yeah.
We had more
Yeah.
community. village per se, if you want to go that route. But
Right.
yeah, it's always nice this time of year to see people enjoying family, man. You
And speaking of which, let me shout out my sister Sarita, who just
know?
celebrated a birthday yesterday.
Okay,
Um, her
okay.
first birthday, like I said, as a grandparent. So
hmm
congratulations, you got now you're a grandma, a glamour.
Congratulations to that. Congratulations, man. It's funny you bring up grandma, man.
hmm
And I was having this discussion the other day. How are the grandmothers of Generation X different from the grandmothers from generations past? You know what I mean? Because these days you can't just go and drop your kids off the Generation X grandmama house. No, no, they ain't playing that shit. You better call in advance. You better make an appointment. Cause Gen X grandmama, she going out too. You know what I'm saying? She ain't staying in no damn house. You can't just drop them kids off over there, man. And it was just a lighthearted conversation, but true.
Yeah,
Because remember
yeah,
back in the day, grandmama was always home. You could always go drop them off.
yeah.
Nah, things are different now,
Yeah,
bro.
well,
Yeah.
one of the differences is I
hmm
would say that a lot of times, I may be wrong, but from what I'm seeing,
hmm
a lot of times with our generation, people became grandparents earlier.
True, true. Yeah,
You
yeah.
think of by the time you're 8, 9, 10 years old, your grandparents are in their mid 50s, early 60s, somewhere in that range.
Somewhere
You
along
know,
there. Yeah, for
now
sure.
by the time you get 10 years old, your grandma might be in her early 40s.
35, 40. Let's be real, man.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
You
saying, I'm
know?
saying by the time you turn 10, not when you're born, when you turn 10, you start,
Right,
recognizing things that's going on. So yeah,
right.
it's like,
There ain't no more big mama. Man. Man, you see that shit too. You be like, damn, man, ain't no more
Yeah.
full-time big. But yeah,
They
that's
ain't it,
that's that's
they ain't in the kitchen baking cookies, man. They out
no,
there getting
no.
ready to go out. Shake a
Right.
leg.
They in the mirror shaking their ass half naked, ready to hit the club or wherever they go.
Oh
Telling you,
man,
man.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
crazy.
That's
But it
that's
it
the
is
world we
different.
live in. The world we live in, bro.
And we
You
also
know.
must look at the fact that a lot of times, even with the older generations, remember that as everybody mentions, they stayed together as a couple. So
They
even the
did. Yeah.
grandpa wasn't
Mm-hmm.
around as much. He was there. He's gonna be there at a
Mm-hmm.
certain point.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So
His energy was there.
right.
And I think back then women understood men. You know what I mean? Women the women of old understood men a little different. They knew that in a way, in a lot of ways that shit, he if he ain't here, he probably out drinking with the boys.
Right,
You know,
right.
he had his other girlfriend house. I've heard that a lot from people. They knew where their husbands were.
Yeah.
They did. And I've heard that from
Yeah.
older women. Like, okay, I mean, that shit might not that shit
Mhm.
ain't gonna probably fly today, but
No,
you
most
know,
definitely ain't gonna fly today.
yeah.
Most definitely ain't
but
gonna fly today.
hell no. Bitches goddamn bitch shoot you, man. You in there dead or something, man. Run you
Look
over
at
with the
here.
car or something.
You got
Mhm.
cell phones and all that.
Yeah,
And back
man.
then you didn't have the constant communication. So you didn't know where they
Mm-mm.
were. But then again, at the same
Mm-mm.
time, if you had a lot to do, you didn't have time to sit and speculate
Right.
over all the
You
negative
right.
options that were
Because
out there.
you probably had kids to tend to. So
And a
all
house to
that
tend
thinking, but
to.
right. So all that thinking about where he at and what he doing, he had that
Yeah.
bitch. Mm-mm. No.
They were just wasn't going for that, man. They wasn't going for
Mm-mm.
that. They had other things to do, so they was like, oh well, when you get in, if I have smell a strange smell on you, it's on. But
Yeah. Just
but
put the money on the table, nigga. Put the money on the table.
hey, but
Don't
not only
pass
that,
go.
not only that
Mm-mm.
though, but it wasn't done in front of the kids like that.
Mm.
They at least wait till the
Right.
kids went to sleep. So if you woke up
Right.
and heard something, yeah, but you didn't catch the entire conversation because they waited till
Right.
you were knocked out before they even started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had a little more discretion back in the day.
Yeah. I think that's one of the big things, allowing children to be in grown folks' business.
Yeah, that's very detrimental, man, and it can cause long-term damages too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can cause long-term damages, man, to where it affects it affects the relationship between a child and a parent
right.
because for so many years, the child or children has heard a one-way narrative. So that
Yeah,
one-way narrative begins to become the truth, you know,
yeah,
according to them.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
you know,
if they don't have all of the information, that's no different than when an adult doesn't have all the information.
right.
And you're hearing just a part of it, but you don't know everything that goes along with it.
Mm,
So,
right.
it's no different than with as you would say the mainstream media where
Mhm.
they give you enough to influence you but not enough to inform you, so
Right.
you can't make the you can make a decision or
But you're
choice
making a
of how you
blind,
feel about it, yeah, but
yeah,
it's
you're making a
blind.
blind decision, you know. Yeah, exactly. So, and that's one thing that is, you know, that I'm an advocate for, black men, men in general, black men in particular,
Hmm.
to have a platform where we can speak because, just as you and I know, there was a time when men couldn't say shit on TV, radio. They didn't give us a mic for nothing, bro.
Right.
For example, remember the talk show era? Jenny
Yeah,
Jones, Ricky Lake. Remember that?
yeah,
Dog men out, man. We couldn't say shit. And
yeah,
there were no women, black or white, to say, well, it's not all men. It may be
right.
some men. No, everybody piled on. So now that
Automatic.
men have, yeah, right. So now that men have a platform, I encourage all men, in particular black men, to establish a platform where you can speak freely, say what's on your mind. Because as black men, we have unique thoughts, we have
Yeah,
unique issues. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Our issues ain't like the other men issues. So I encourage all brothers to do that. And I land my plane right there.
As you were mentioning with the talk show era, I always have to remember how many times they'd have the woman come out first. She
Mm-hmm.
tell her story.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time the guy
Mm-hmm.
comes out, the crowd is
Oh God.
booing and
Yes.
hissing, and
And
they
hadn't
got
even
all
heard
of the
his side.
not even interested in hearing his side. And then when things
Wow.
come out and he is not the father,
Mm.
then they're like, oh,
Mm.
oh.
Interesting.
Right, right. But as many times as that's happened, they still sit in the crowd and boo and hiss once they hear one side of the story. And to
Yeah.
think these are adults who will agree with you when you tell them there are two sides to every story. They hear the one and that's all they need.
That's it. That's it. That's all that matters. So, but I'm glad to see we living in a different time that's different. And
Yeah,
like I said, men have a platform now, and I encourage all us to use it.
yeah. And
Hmm.
not only use the platforms, but also know that, there are other black men out there who
Hmm.
understand,
Right.
hey, we definitely had to lean on each other. We had to be able to be leaned on.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Welcome to the stage, Circle K,
How you
Kwamo,
doing,
Kwamo.
guys? What's going on, fellas?
what's up,
Chilling,
guy?
chilling.
What's going on, man? Mhm.
Hey, I'm here chilling, man.
Yeah, man.
Like I said, chilling. It's cold as I don't know what.
I
I,
believe it,
it,
boy. That hawk out there now, boy.
man, ain't that bad.
Ooh-wee.
It snowed this
Shit.
morning and it stopped. It
Yeah.
snowed about 2 hours, but Knoxville catching it. I know that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Tell them to
Mm,
keep
yep.
it too.
He ain't
yeah,
lying. Fuck yeah.
Don't
yeah,
drop it.
yeah,
And catch
yeah,
that pass and don't drop it. Don't fumble it south.
Man.
yeah. Who I don't have everybody number associated with their name in our text. Who dropped that as far as topic about Travis Hunter about being engaged? Think
That
it's
was
a
I
good
G.
did.
move. That was G.
Mm-hmm.
You already talked
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
that?
Nah.
Nah, man, not yet. Go ahead, man. Start us off.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm gonna say this. After I saw the end of the podcast, the interview, the pivot, and then you really got to really got to know the kid. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And was his mindset. And for me, and listening to him, and then how society is right now, and how grounded he is, that's a good move for him. And then come to find out, she's pregnant anyway, right now.
Mm.
Get the
So
fuck out of here.
yeah, 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 yeah. So, she's pregnant right now, and for his background, because his dad is not in his life. You know what I'm saying? And his dad got 14 kids out there.
Mm.
He got 14 siblings out there. But
Hmm.
however, Dion, took him in. He was like one of his sons. And then how media they put stuff like the little situation happened on the sideline and this and that and third. And they thought it was something that he did, but no, it was something that a fan said, and she was like defending him. But she was like, he's mentally prepared, but is she mentally prepared? For what's
Hmm.
coming his way. And he said, even when they together or not together, and he take pictures with females or whatsoever, he's the kid got a kid body, but he got an old soul. So when he's taking pictures, he say he make sure his hands in front of him, stuff like that.
Hmm.
So he knows. And then again, like someone said, Dion said, well, make sure you have a prenup. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's to each his own to, which direction they want to go, man. But he's grounded, she's grounded. They've been talking for years, since high school from what the conversation, took place. I mean, to me, I think it's a good look for him because number one, he can focus versus if they were just dating a girlfriend or not serious like how they are now. What comes with it. They travel. Next thing, like you go to your room and somebody laying in your bed. I'm like, how you get in my room? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
And
yeah,
it's just going to be more and more of that from here on out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you made some good points for him. Not, real good points. And this could, like you said, due to his background, he may want a different outcome for his family, than his dad.
That's the
And
main thing.
I get that. Yeah.
That's
I,
the main thing because during
mm-hmm.
the interview too, he said he's the first that went
Mm-hmm.
with the college. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted, and then Clark asked if if it comes down to be number two. You ever thought about being number two? As far as the Heisman, trophy, he said the Heisman was never on his radar. What was on his radar is being selected as number one in the NFL draft. So
Right.
the Heisman just icing on the cake. So you know what I mean. And
Mm-hmm.
then also too, of course, they talk about how sitting down talking to this GM and then say, okay, what are you going to do? You going to be safety, or I mean a corner, or you going to be a receiver? Because how you going to prepare for that conversation? Because
Yeah, he gonna have to choose. He gonna have to
well,
choose a side.
he
Yeah.
gonna say he said talk to Coach Prime because Dion said the same thing. You gonna have to choose,
Mm-hmm.
son. You have to
Mm-hmm.
choose. So what he
Mm-hmm.
did, he proved that he can do it. But he said, then Clark said, "Well, yeah, yeah, you're gonna have to prove it, but can you think your body gonna be, in that position or in that position to
And
take on a Tyreek Hill, and then turn
yeah,
around
yeah.
and take in what's his name,
Jalen Ramsey gonna be
James
guarding
and
him, be a
Ram, yeah,
receiver.
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so
Mm-hmm.
and then the thing about it, Prime give you special treatment because after he don't practice with those guys like how the other
Mm-hmm.
receivers
Mm-hmm.
are because he Prime as soon as the game
Yeah,
over
rightfully
whatever,
so. Yeah,
huh?
rightfully so. Rightfully
Yeah,
so. He earned that. Yeah, he
yeah.
earned that.
So it's gonna be different, but how things are, man, things are being shaken up right now, and then how Prime was lobbies the different ball clubs to draft these guys, And I know some, I'm here in Tennessee, and you hear all the chit chats and whatsoever, trying to tank the season. They're building a new stadium, so they don't want, they want somebody who gonna bring something to the city. You know what I'm saying? And so they like, oh, we're gonna
Asses and seats. Yeah,
exactly.
put asses and
So
seats.
so that they lobbying for whatchamacallit, Shador to come here, and yeah, it's a lot, man.
Man, I don't think I don't think Tennessee wanted to franchise the prime let us under
Mm.
man. I
Oh,
don't
oh,
think
oh, oh,
so.
oh, oh,
I
yeah.
just don't think Tennessee would be that franchise.
This breaking news. So we gonna pivot back to
Uh,
that. But how you feel
yeah,
about Belichick and his deal going to North Carolina Tar Heels?
I think this old man want to coach so bad and nobody in the NFL want to give him a shot. He got to take a deal
Yeah,
because he don't know nothing but coaching.
but you saw the clauses in his contract, right? About bringing the
No, I
son.
ain't see the clause. Go ahead. What the
So
clauses were?
the son, if he get term or anything, his son have to be the next head coach for the North Carolina Tar Heels. So his son's coming with him because
Wow.
he's gonna be the staff.
Big ups to Bill, man.
Yeah.
Big ups to Bill for that, bro.
Overrated Bill. But go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, come on, D. Give you a break, man.
Nah, I'm just
Bill
hey,
earned it though, D.
no,
Bill did earn it
listen to what I'm saying because
now. Okay.
I'm taking a total body of work into consideration.
All right.
You understand? When
Mm-hmm.
before Bill got to New England, what did you hear about him? What do you know of his career before he got to New England?
He was the D. He was the Cleveland Browns D coordinator or the Giants D coordinator. No, he's the
You see-
Giants defensive coordinator. They won the Super Bowl and he became the head coach for the Browns.
Right. And what
Right.
did he do with the Browns?
He made them serviceable, but
No,
they never got over that
he didn't
per-
make them
proverbial
serviceable.
hump.
They were already serviceable. Remember now, we're not talking about the expansion Browns.
Mm-mm.
We're not talking about the
No.
expansion Browns. We're talking about the Browns who kept stumbling over John Elway. We're
Mm-hmm.
talking about the
Mm-hmm.
Browns who would give the
Biner
Bengals
and them boys. Yeah. Biner and
right.
them boys.
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson, he had one of the
Right.
I put it like this. You know how people talked about for years how Pittsburgh had always found a way to get receivers and make them, turn them into whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You got a 6th round pick and then you got a 4th round pick. Do you know that he had the same wide receivers coach on that staff in Cleveland? What
No,
did
I
he do
didn't
with
know
it?
that,
Right, right. So he had not only did he have talent, he had a staff, and he was there for what, about 5 years, 5, 6 years, and he had what, one winning season,
something like that.
one good season.
They
So
were
once
sorry though, bro. They ain't have no talent.
they did have, trust me, that's my division. Trust me, I saw it. I saw it.
I mean,
Reggie
they had
Langhorne wasn't
yeah,
good.
they had Webster Slaughter. Yeah, they were good. They
Yeah,
had talent, but
right. I didn't
they
say they
never
were
could get over
Super
that
Bowl.
hump. Right.
No,
They just couldn't get over that hump.
they couldn't even make it to the playoffs in most years under him. Forget getting
Even
over the
even when
hump.
even when Schottenheimer had them, they couldn't get
Schottenheimer
over.
was at least making to the playoffs.
Right,
This
but
dude
that
wasn't.
was it. And this was
It-
year after year after year.
yeah,
Schottenheimer
Cleveland.
couldn't get him over that hump.
Yeah, not being able to get him to the Super Bowl is a big, big, big step different than not even being able to
Mm-hmm.
make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So he couldn't even.
But
Bill couldn't
if
even get them boys to the playoffs.
but if you're always the bridesmaid, you're never the
Hey,
bride. There's a pattern there.
hey, hey. When Andy Reid was in Philly and they made it to what, three? What was it? Three straight um NFC Championship games. They made it three
Something
straight
like
before
that.
they went to. Yeah, he was still okay. He can't make it, but he's still a good coach. He's still a good
Yeah, yeah,
coach.
not denying that. Not denying that.
Right. But he couldn't even make it that far. So if it hadn't been for the scandal early on in the New England era, I'd give it to him. But
Talking
to
about
say that
deflate gate or some shit like that.
the
Balls and
Gate,
shit.
Spygate, or the time when he says, "Oh, I knew that was against the rules," or
Hmm.
you get the seasons where the last 5, 6, 7 weeks of the season that no penalties, no game changing penalties go against them. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying? I just can't give him
Yeah.
that because I'm looking at
Okay.
everything.
Yeah, I get it. I get it, man. But
Yeah. You
in
know,
the total macro lens of it, he's still a Super Bowl winning champ
he's still
coach.
a Super Bowl winning championship coach, but once
You
he
just don't
once he
give him certain parts of it. You
nah, I'm
just
not
don't give
giving
him
him that.
certain
One
aspects.
because once the league stopped giving him all those privileges and the ref favor and all that, what did he do?
I don't know what he didn't win as much, I
Nothing.
guess.
And he ain't do
Yeah.
nothing. He got no, I tell you what he
Right.
did. He got top draft picks. That's what he got.
Yeah.
He got high picks in the draft. That's what he got.
Right. Right. Now, what's your thoughts on Travis Hunter getting engaged? And I just found out he got a baby on.
Yeah, I just
Do
said
you,
that. Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
now, honestly, you think it's a good move for that young man? I mean, you have your thoughts. I get it, and maybe it is. I'm not saying it's not, but we got to weigh all factors here, man. He's
If
gonna be
he's
a first. He's gonna be the first pick. He's gonna be the
if
first
he's
pick.
earnest about this marriage, I'm with it. I'm with it because like Kwame was saying, all the temptation is out there. So if he has at least a little shred, it could be even bigger in the back of his mind saying, I can't be out here just, out here all willy-nilly because we know the temptations that are out there, especially for a superstar athlete.
Hmm.
But also too, look at him now. This kid don't go to no clubs. This kid fishing, and that's what he does. He fishing, or he play the video games or whatsoever. But however, when he gets off the field, he studies. He's with the coaches in the film room studying
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
So
yeah. He's
now it been
definitely a
different.
good student and student
But
Yeah.
it
advanced.
been
He is.
different now. If it been different, if he was like not down in Horn and them other guys, not down in them now. I don't know their work ethics, but I see them in the streets though, because they doing
Hmm.
YouTube videos and this and that
Right.
and the third, you know. But the kid, like I said, kid got an old soul. The kid, he's taking time out for the fans, even though the last game and all other players was off the field. He said he stayed there 2 hours after the game signing autographs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The kids,
Hmm.
and his
He's a good kid.
family.
Stand up
And
kid.
then the thing about it, what made me laugh because he said, well, all the NIL money he's getting and this and that and the third. And he said, he said the first thing he did, everybody's like buying cars or whatever. He bought himself a boat. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He said he didn't have a
Hmm.
he
Yeah.
said he didn't have a
Yeah.
car. And then he was like, he said, well, what he said, he said, Clark also said, well, what about, your family members come out of woodwork asking for money, this and that. He said, you work just like I work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just,
Hmm.
Gotta give him
Yeah.
that. Gotta love
and,
that.
Yeah.
and
He
then
right. He
and then
right.
you
Yeah.
work just like I
Right.
work. Then he turned around. No, his brother's just as good as he is, right? And he
Hmm.
said, since you're on this platform, are you helping your brother? Helping your brother. He said, no, I'm not helping him like that. He got to get it like how I get it. Nobody posts me on their IG or or any kind of social media that showcase my skill set. No one did that. So he got to do the same thing. He got to find his own way, just like I find my way. And he always prays because, they had to move him out of Florida because he said if he was still in Florida, he'd been in trouble. So when he moved, him and his brother done moved from Florida into Georgia with his stepdad and mom. And, football season already begun. He said he started playing basketball. He said he was horrible in basketball. But you know what? They got people around them and there was going through drills and stuff like that. And then he said even the freshman year of football, they had people working with him and this and that. He said he was horrible, but he had coaches coaching him around the clock. He got good. He was a freshman playing varsity football.
Girl, the kid's a beast, man. And all
Yeah.
those accolades are good, man. But let's be honest. You're not the same man at 21 that you're gonna be at 31. You're gonna
Right.
have to go through that transformative stage. We all go through it. And for him being the number one pick in the NFL, on top of that, still got to go through growing pains. And let's face it, dealing with a chick like her, who's after his best game of the season, when he put up Heisman numbers, you seen it after the game. Her reaction when he went to give her a hug. You know, she was all cold and she was fussing about some shit because look at his reaction. I don't think that was the time for her to bring up whatever it was, whatever it may
Yeah.
be dealing with, something petty outside of the game in that instance after the best game of his college career.
So
That tells
let
me
me.
she's very selfish, man. And I don't think he should make this move. Right now, I don't think he should. Give it some
Yeah.
time. Let your pro career develop a little bit. You know, deal with some women on that level before you decide to settle down. Do the Derek Jeter model of dating. You date all these high
Yeah,
fashion models
man.
throughout your career,
I think
and
it's
when
I
you in year 19, that's when you get married, like Derek Jeter. So I would say follow that model. I'm not against marriage. I'm against it for him right now.
But see, this is the
Mm,
thing. I
Mm-hmm.
agree to a certain extent. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if he wasn't at that the most famous person in the world right now, if
mm,
he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
that person, yeah, I'll say go that route. But now, I mean, this individual, you've been with this individual, y'all done
Yeah,
had
but she
degrees.
gonna change too. She gonna change
both of
too.
them. Both of
Women
them gonna
change.
change.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Then,
think he
then,
should do that change by himself.
and
I
then
don't
the
think
thing
he should
about
have
it,
the burden of emotional labor that young with that
They
kind of career.
already they already
Okay.
established they already established that the husband, they one thing they didn't have is that piece of paper, because before he made the decision to not go to Florida Seminole, and
Mm-hmm.
he had that conversation with her before she went to Florida Seminole, and he went to Jackson State.
Hmm.
She was involved in that conversation. She knew before his mother knew, and the coaches knew. You
Right.
know what I'm
But she
saying?
said he wasn't her type. She said it
Yeah.
twice in an interview. But he wasn't my type. He wasn't. Okay, bitch. If I
Yeah.
ain't your type, what the fuck you doing with me? That's my next
Lord have
question.
mercy.
You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah, I
real,
Welcome
got
to
man.
the
you.
So
stage.
I didn't see
if
that
she
interview.
if he ain't her type, why is she with him? She said he wasn't. So why is she with him? That's my thing, man. Look at the underlying issues, man. 'Cause let's face it. Let's face it. Not all women. Let me preface by saying not all women. Lord have mercy. Let me say that. But in this case,
Well,
he dealing with a young modern woman. He ain't dealing with a traditional chick now. This chick he dealing with is not traditional. And she said out her mouth, he wasn't my type. So what now all of a sudden makes him your type, bitch?
Welcome to the
That's my
stage, Miss
question.
Zika.
What's up, Z?
Hello,
Actress,
everybody.
entrepreneur. Can I say entrepreneur? Can I
You can
add
say
that to
that.
Yeah.
You can say
you?
that because I'm a modern day woman with traditional ways.
Oh
oh,
shit, here we go. The train ain't
Okay.
never late. What's up, Z? Let's hear your thoughts on it.
I don't know. Did you catch what we were talking about, Zika?
I'm
Oh,
sorry, say that again.
did you
I'm
catch
here.
what we were talking about? Travis Hunter. He's looking like he's going to probably be the top pick of the NFL draft, and
Right.
right now he's talking about getting married. Um, you know, G thinks it's just too early for him. You're about to really step on the stage in a whole nother light, even though you do have the
Yeah.
NIL money and everything. But this
Right.
NFL thing is something totally different. It's
Yeah. It's
another
a different
beast.
animal, man.
It is.
So,
It is. And based off of a lot of time, because I have a cousin that plays in the NFL and I've had uncles that play in the NFL. But a lot of times it's the upbringing. If he has both parents in the household, and he's seen that it's better to it's easier to stay together and get through it with a partner, because everybody needs a partnership, type of partnership. It might work out, but if he's
that
not in that
part,
mindset, it's not going to work out.
that
Like,
part.
my grandmother's been with my grandfather. He just passed away in September, but they was together since she was 19. So I always looked forward to getting married at a young age, even though, like I said, I heard as I came in, he was saying a modern woman, which they're a
Yeah,
little
that was
weird.
that was a that was a
I'm
different
in that
time
group.
though
I am
when
a
your
modern woman.
grandparents.
but
But when your
I've been
grandparents
raised by
got married,
traditional
that was a
women.
different time.
Yeah,
That
I've
was a
been
different
raised by
time.
traditional women. So my outlook on being a woman and taking care of the house while the man works, I believe in that. But nowadays they call it gold digging. Ain't nothing about that gold digging. Like, I'm at home 24/7, raising a family, building this empire ship for us. You come home, your bath water's ran, your clothes is clean, your dinner's made, we have sex. I will be okay with that type of lifestyle. But
Yeah,
again, that's
G,
not
she
normal.
talking that shit, G.
That's not the majority either. That's not
That's
the
not
real
the majority.
majority
And
of women.
you're right.
Nah.
That's not the
Absolutely not.
majority.
Yeah, you had to be grateful for those that still
Right.
know how to roll that. But we know that generally speaking, like she said,
Right.
Everybody is
there are a
sexy
lot of
red.
women.
They all
Yeah,
sexy reds.
Yeah,
Lord
and then
have
sexy
mercy.
red ain't gonna do all that. Now she gonna give you the
Yeah,
gonorrhea
she might not
lipstick
cook and clean for sure.
and the
Definitely not.
penicillin lipstick and all kind of shit, man.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, somebody was looking. Somebody was purchasing early Christmas gifts.
No, that
Okay.
shit is all over the internet, man.
I know, G.
That
I
shit.
And
know.
I
I
believe in
know, you know what I'm saying? That shit all
I
over the
believe in
internet.
privacy anyway. Like, I'm with it. Even if I was the woman that he was choosing to marry, I would have
Mhm.
told him, baby, the world don't need to know that. Let's have this happen between your family and my family agreeing. Even though I'm a grown woman, whoever I decide to marry, you have to meet my pops. And my pops used to be a pimp. That's a pastor now. That's a whole nother segment. But you got to
Well
meet my pops.
then.
You know what I'm saying? You have to meet my grandmother. And even though I still will probably love you, if they don't see it, they know more than I do. You know what I mean? So they could tell you if the man is worth it or not. You got to, I want to still be courted. You know, my grandfather told me he was a wonderful man. He military, Navy, Air Force, National Guard. And then after that, he couldn't do no more of that. He became a sheriff. I told him I wanted a man like you because I know you got benefits coming in. We're gonna be taken care of regardless. And when you pass, I know my husband, we're gonna be straight. He said, hell no. If you meet a man like me, run or shoot him. I said, wait,
See?
what?
Damn.
See?
You know
See?
why? Because my
There you
granddaddy got
go.
11 kids. My grandfather has 11 kids,
There you go.
10 boys and 1 girl with 5 marriages. And I said, my grandmother been with him since she was 19. So y'all do the math. I didn't know
Okay,
that
and
until,
you know, not discrediting your history, sweetie, or your anecdotal experience. That's all good, but we want to stick to the topic of Travis Hunter
right.
and this
Yes.
modern woman he dealing with now,
Okay.
because women back in the day were different, men back in the day were different.
Yeah.
We talking about now. This kid is 21 years old. He didn't have his father in his life. His father was out there making babies. He got like 14 of them, so he didn't have that. Thank God he has Dion. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying for, and let's face it, women file for divorce at a 70 or 80% rate. So
Yeah.
knowing the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. And I'm not saying I'm not against marriage now. I'm all for it because I think we need marriages to build a community to sustain things. You know, we living together is one thing, but we having a community is another thing. Right
Right.
now, for what this young man is about to embark on. And I got a little football background. I didn't get to the NFL, but I know a little bit about it. I just think it'll be a distraction for him at 21 years old while he's learning his career and himself to have the emotional labor of a man who's 40 to 35 to 40 at 21. And now that a kid's involved, man, I just hope he got a strong, solid foundation with some good people around him. With Dion in his life, I think he'll be okay. But I think I would talk against him doing it right now. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, now that you explain it that way, like I said, it's based off of his background and his upbringing.
Right.
And if anything, do a prenup or make an arrangement where,
Oh, definitely.
you know,
Yeah.
he'll invest in her. Like, look, because I mean, let's get it real. These modern day girls, they be eyeing pros, you know, like they
Yeah.
want to keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Like that movie Get Out was real life, looking at the good athletes and picking out people. That's real. So I would say do a prenup. Because, you know, he's 21, so she might got that snapback. Who knows? And got
Of
him
course, I'm
man
sure she
twisted.
does. That's why he's making the decisions he's making. And I don't want the
Right.
young man to get blinded by that, because there's gonna be plenty of that, you know, especially when he's
Right.
going.
And she could have put a
So,
coochie spell on him too. Who knows? Because that exists too.
God damn.
If it's a coochie spell on him, then
That's
you're gonna
fucked
need
up,
a whole
G.
other full moon and a week
That's
stocking to
fucked
get that
up,
off.
man. That's fucked
So
up, man.
yeah, I
Oh
Damn.
agree with
man.
you. I say play it safe. Or, you know,
Yeah.
tell her this is what you'll get out the make an arrangement where she
Yeah,
can't get
man.
100%. because
Right,
these women
right.
are
Yeah,
vultures. Let me tell you.
yeah, yeah. I would guard
Ooh,
myself, man. I would guard myself.
and
Absolutely.
and for
Yeah.
those of y'all watching, this is a woman telling you this, so don't. And there's no need for you to call her a pick me because she doesn't have to sit back and wait because she's out there doing it for herself. So
Right.
for those out there that will watch this later, just know this is nobody that's trying to curry favor with anyone.
No, no, not
She
at
has no
all.
reason she has
No.
no reason to come out and say it the way that she said it. She knows what's out there and she's honest about it. As always, we definitely appreciate that here on the Funky Uncles. And
Absolutely. I have a 5-year-old son. He's going to be a grown man one day, and I'm going to be
Yeah.
instead of it being his
Yeah.
daddy outside with the shotgun, it's going to be me. What's up? What you want with my son?
Hey,
What
you
can
better
you bring
guard
to
your
the
own like
table?
that these days, man.
Yeah. What could
So
you bring to the table?
right, right.
Like, is
oh
she
But you
going to
know
my
be
what?
his
God.
spiritual?
I
Is she
admire
going to
that
help
about
him?
sisters. I admire that about sisters who got sons, man. They
Yeah,
see it. They kind of
yeah.
get it more than sisters who don't have sons. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's
Especially the
real
ones
shit though.
that are honest enough about the
Right,
reality of life. There are
right.
lots out there that the ones that we see more often, the ones that are highlighted, the ones that are just act
Hmm.
like men or this, that, and the third. But you have a whole son in there that you will not accept that
Okay.
for your son, but that's how you want another man to accept you.
Right,
And at the
That's
end of
right.
the day, the mother is going to be the blame because if you walking around pocket checking men's
Mhm.
success and not figured out how to get your own and meet somebody in the middle, your son going to end up with a woman just like you, regardless of how hard you try
Ooh,
not to.
yeah.
ooh, Z, they ain't gonna invite you to girls' night out no more. You keep
I
talking like
mean,
that, man.
listen, I'm kicking with
Telling
the
you.
boys
Facts.
anyway. I kick it with the fellas. So I'm good. I don't give a shit. I better get with it.
You
Your son
can't
gonna
come to
come back
girls'
home with
night out.
you.
You telling all the
Right.
secrets, Z. You
Man,
telling all the
listen,
secrets.
I ain't trying to have my baby come back to me broke and broken and in his feelings because a
Right,
woman just ran him through. Like prime example, I
right.
was just watching Crime Mysteries, and it was a professional basketball player that was murdered by his wife in Tennessee, Memphis,
Oh
Tennessee.
yeah, I know you talking about. I seen
Like
that
she was
story.
one of the
Yeah.
girls that daddy was his coach in high school. So she was
Hmm.
there with him throughout high school and she was
Yeah.
picking and picking. Got with him. They got married right out of high school. She had 6 of his kids and you still
Hmm.
got the nigga murdered, bruh. Now
Yeah.
you in jail and you still broke. Now what's up?
Hmm. Nothing accomplished.
Nothing accomplished.
Nothing.
Now the man, mama don't have his son. He lost all this money. Like, ain't no way in the world you had $1 million life insurance policy and within 6 months she blew all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. True shit. True shit. No lies
Like,
told, man.
if she not no financial advisor, young man, don't even do it. Just wait. If she ain't gonna help rub your feet after every game and spiritually keep you strong throughout this whole process so you don't get injured, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Boy,
Wait.
pass the hat, y'all. Pass the hat because there's some preaching going on in this piece here. So
Yeah.
pass the hat, the plate, and we're gonna have some
Right.
wafers and wine after this, boy. I'm trying to
Damn
tell
right.
you.
Okay. No, that's real. Like a lot of
Yeah.
women need to
Yeah.
face the fact. Like you said, it's not like it used to be. The traditional woman, the modern woman
Right.
don't do the traditional things. Like
Mm-mm.
you ask a woman to cook dinner for you, what's the problem? You bring them groceries, they gonna look at you like you crazy and say we could have went out.
You
Right.
better order some Uber Lyft or Uber Eats. What's that
Oh,
shit?
and right, and
Uber
the food don't
Eats.
even it be nasty and cold.
Yeah,
Ew.
I don't even
man.
trust that.
That
Then the
shit.
person
I
bringing
don't
it
work if I don't
definitely
work
food.
12 hours a day, I don't want no goddamn Uber Eats. I want them goddamn that stove hot. I want that pot smoking.
And
I
ain't
want
nothing
them
wrong with
goddamn
that.
Not at
yeah.
all.
It's
Not at
nothing
Yeah.
wrong
all.
with that, but again, some of these mamas be raising these hood rats.
Right,
Like my
right.
mama
Yeah.
said, you got a baby thought. I said, what's a baby thought? She said her mama was a thought, so she had a baby thought.
Ooh. Ooh.
And for the
Ooh.
fellas out there, we have to let you know also that if when you find this, you have to appreciate it because you're not going to find it many
Absolutely.
places.
It's
You
rare.
have to
Yeah,
sometimes
it's rare.
you have to verbally say that because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you think that your actions will show that, but verbally say it so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Yeah.
Stand
put
on it.
the
Yeah.
if that it's an action. You know what I'm saying? So there
Mm-hmm.
has to be some action behind it as well. So because
Absolutely.
it is
Right.
not common. It's not common. And everything that's out there, boy, look at here. I'm gonna do that. No,
bro.
we
That's
in
another
unk
show.
age right now. Hey, we in
That's
unk
another
age right
show,
now. We
man.
seen it.
That's
We
another
have
show, bro.
seen it.
Man, listen, fellas, let me tell you something. I need y'all to also take heed. These Build-A-Bears y'all be dating, and then then you end up having a baby buyer for whatever reason, and then your baby come out looking like Chewbacca. Don't get mad, bro, because you
For
the one
real.
that had sex with. You don't know what that girl looked like before she did
For
all that.
real.
Go look at
Yeah.
her ancestral and see.
Yeah,
You
you
know what I
gotta
mean?
have some
That
gotta
sound
have
like
some
a.
dick discipline, man.
That
Got to
sound
have
like.
that dick
You got
discipline, man.
to.
That
Like
sound
Let me
y'all
like
see
a.
them
got to.
pictures. Let me see
That's
them pictures all the way up. We're not gonna start with your pictures when you were 30. Let me see them 15, 21, 25-year
Before
old
they have
pictures. Let me see.
filters. Okay, before the
Right.
filters. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, let
that
me
sound like
see
a. That sounds like a Lil Kim Lifetime story there.
them.
Nah, for real, because baby, you be looking like, what is happening?
Man,
She looked like the
bro,
leprechaun, from the movie.
man,
She done turned to
dog.
she went from sexy to the leprechaun.
Dog, and she was a cute chick. That's what I'm saying. She
Yeah.
was a good looking sister, man.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Man, God
Yeah.
damn, she done fuck
But that
herself
comes
up.
with insecurities. That comes with
That's
Yep.
it.
insecurities and disbelief in yourself. Like
Mhm.
she was a
But
prostitute, you know what I mean? So she was already broken. And then when Biggie was murdered, the only person that showed her, she was like, fuck it. No one's going to accept
yeah,
me. So, and she didn't know. That's
man,
where coming in and being supportive and making a queen feel like a queen.
right
Especially
now,
with
what?
everything that was going on at that time, because we're just
Right.
finding out now a lot of things that was going on. Because back then we didn't have social media, we didn't have TMZ that was really up in people's business like that. They showed a
Mm-hmm.
few
Yeah.
things here and there, but now everything is coming up because everybody
Right.
has a video camera in their pocket, voice
Scary.
Right.
recorder in their pocket.
Yo,
Right.
talking about the voice recorder. Y'all know the new iPhone?
Yep.
When you
Hmm.
like soon as you get on the phone, it can record the conversation.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
new update.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, that's a new
crazy.
update. Yeah, the new update has that on
And
the.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, yo, ever since
So,
Diddy got caught up, all this new recording shit coming out. Crazy.
but
I
let
mean,
me
of
let me
course.
let me get y'all thoughts on this. I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother.
Uh-huh.
But y'all seen Serena Williams lately?
Yeah, she had the
You
same
see,
thing.
you know. So you think that's
Some
trying to keep
self-hate.
up? And I'm glad we have some assistants on the panel. You think that's self hate, like he said, or the European beauty standard? There's a so-called European beauty standard. Is she following that, or is that self-hate?
I don't
I
it
think it's some
can't be
self-hate.
it's a
Mhm.
tough combination because the way her father was so empowering to them as little girls. Well, that's what they
Mhm.
showed us. We don't know. He might have been like Ike Turner or Joe Jackson whooping
Of
ass.
course, yeah.
So
Black
we
man
don't
too,
really know
yeah,
the truth.
yeah.
But
We
I
don't
think
know
Right.
if he was like, these goddamn bitches got nappy ass hair, but they're gonna be some we don't know what the daddy was really
yeah,
like.
I
You know
think
what I
I
mean?
think
So
I think too also was she's changing her looks and everything due to being rejected. She everybody knows Serena Williams, but I think it was a couple of restaurants in Paris that reject her coming in. You know what I
yeah, they don't
mean?
care. Yep.
So yeah, so I think that's part of that process too. She's changing her looks, her and everything like that.
Mm.
And she has a European husband, so
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
part.
Mhm.
you
that's
Yeah.
are
what
what
I was about to mention.
you become
Yeah,
what you eat. You hang
yeah,
around white people, you gonna
yeah, yeah. Let's be honest now.
Well, like Jamie said, he ain't dating no more white girls.
man,
That's what he
that
said.
show was hilarious.
But he said not in public.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what he say.
Let, let's start doing them like they've been doing us for centuries.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But no, yeah,
Yep.
I just think she's trying to just redevelop herself because
yeah,
of the situation she's in now. Her daughter's skin
Mm.
is fair, but her hair
yeah.
still came out like her mama's though. So I
Right.
don't
So,
know. Like,
so that
And
sounds like a
without
lot of
tennis.
self issues. That
Yeah,
sounds like a lot of self issues, though, right?
yeah,
psychologically
Okay.
speaking, it's sounding like as long as she had tennis, that was enough to keep her grounded into the community because one way or another, she knew she had little black girls looking up to her, little girls that looked just like her. She had people her age that looked just like her looking to her. But now that she doesn't have the tennis, she's not a big time actress. She'll be, spots here and there. But now that she doesn't have that, what does she have to hold on to? And what she's holding on to is the Euro side that she's becoming accustomed to. Because being in Compton, being from Compton, even being in Hollywood, I know there's a blacker side of Hollywood that she could still relate to. I mean, look at the guys she dated when she was in Hollywood. She dated black guys. And
Yeah.
now that she's on a whole different plateau. Maybe she wants to fit in more instead of having the confidence that she had on that court to stand alone. It's sounding like she doesn't have that confidence to stand alone and still fit in. Because not
She
everybody
doesn't.
can blend in like everybody can't be that chameleon and be themselves and blend into any situation.
Hell,
Yeah,
Eve,
but
Eve,
she's
Eve
she's
fall in the same suit too.
she's
Yeah,
been a top athlete for past 20 years, man. She got a
yeah.
problem fitting in.
Some
That's
people
crazy.
listen. Right. It's crazy to think that, but remember, this is human nature that we're talking about. Some of the things that you would think just doesn't make sense. It's the actuality of what's going on.
Yeah,
Venus don't
and
have that.
yeah, yeah,
Venus
and it could
more
probably go.
natural. Venus,
Yeah,
you know,
But see, Venus didn't have the light that Serena had. Venus was good, but Serena was the one.
I
yeah,
Serena
but
was
know,
the
but
if you remember in the history of it though, because of how she looked and where they were from,
one.
they were prejudged and they didn't believe in her. Like her daddy
Hmm.
had to keep showing up in that coach face, like, no, my daughter is the next. My
Yeah.
daughter's
yeah.
the next. And
Hmm.
so even though she's Serena, she still could be that child that child could still be bottled up in her. It could be spiritual, where that child is still like aching and hurting from all that rejection and everything. So she proved to herself, I'm gonna get me a rich white man one day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Paris and be right there with the whites, and not knowing that, sis, they still gonna look at you like you black, regardless of the
Yeah,
Exactly.
situation.
yeah, yeah.
That
You're
But
is
right.
now.
yeah, so
Isn't
that's
that something
tough.
that the older folks used to tell us? The ones that were real, I guess you could say, militant. They said it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter what you put on, they're still going to see you as the same thing. So I don't think
Absolutely.
that was drilled in her head enough. Now, as far as Venus goes, if I'm not mistaken, Venus's injuries made it where she didn't play as long as Serena, and she found wasn't she in the fashion or something like that?
Yep,
So
yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
she found a niche along with tennis, so that when tennis was no longer an option, she already had a lane that had nothing to do with anybody else.
Well, she never really wanted to play tennis in the beginning. That was more of her sister, but her daddy said, no, both of y'all gonna play. And
Yeah.
so,
Damn right. Both of y'all gonna
both
play.
of y'all gonna play until I ain't leaving your ass at the house by yourself in Compton. Get your ass over here and get to the
Hell no.
goddamn court.
And from the
So
and according to the movie, their daddy was in their life pretty good. You
that's
Yeah.
what
know.
Yeah.
I'm saying. So it's not daddy issues for sure. There's no
Right.
daddy
Right.
issues. But again, being that young girl where you hearing those conversations that you shouldn't hear from coaches saying, but look at her. She's from Compton. Look at her hair.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
even to this day, as a woman, I just started to heal from childhood issues at my age once I had a child, because I knew that I didn't want to exert that pain and that doubt and that
Hmm.
lack of confidence from my daddy sometimes being there and not being there on my son, because spirits do
Hmm.
travel. That
Right.
entity do travel. So it could be
Generational curses. Right.
absolutely. So who's to say her daddy just didn't put all that on her? Now it's like I'm regular. Now what do I do? Oh my God, now I
Yeah.
gotta bleach my skin. Now I gotta make sure my kitchen in the back is straight
Yep.
so that the
Yeah.
the white
She's
won't
a
talk about it.
she's a regular millionaire. You're right.
Yeah.
And man,
Regular
I'll buy
millionaire.
half of Paris and run and make it called Serena's Island, and y'all crackers can't come. No offense. Just any white people watching. Sometimes you gotta, like Kendrick said, you gotta pop out and show
Pop out
niggas.
and show niggas.
Like, come
Yeah.
Serena. Come on, bro.
And I can
Lighten up,
understand it.
sis.
I don't know. Well, I'm sure everybody on the panel tonight has been in a situation where they've probably been one of the only, if not the only, blacks in a group.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Now, and
Mm-hmm.
imagine this now. You're doing this from youth, from a
Mm-hmm.
youth, and
Yeah.
even on up to your in your 20s and 30s, and the people that you are around, the majority of them, they have no idea what it's like to be you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
Right.
strange. I can only think of what was it, concert choir. So, we had 200 students, concert what districts, regionals, and all that. So out of 200 singers, there may have been 8 blacks in the
Mm.
entire group. And 6 of those came from my school. So so
Wow.
and that's only in a 3-day span. So now we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's living this.
Right.
And now she's no longer in this, and it just seems like she's trying to assimilate skin first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
Yeah.
just gotta find her space and be comfortable in it no matter what.
Yeah.
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
she
could
got
just
to do something because she right here
yeah,
looking like that goddamn
Like
boy.
she been
She
in a
looking. She
cave,
ain't,
man.
yeah, man. She ain't looking like Serena now.
yeah, like
Right.
and 'cause she
Something
might she
going
might
on.
not be happy.
Something
Those are
going
definitely
on.
signs of not being happy for sure. And you gotta
Yeah.
make it work.
Most definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Now talk about being happy. I'm gonna switch
Oh
this up
shit.
for a minute. I want to talk about Miss Zika B there with some of the projects that she has coming out, because every time I turn around and I look on Instagram, it's something new. So
Mhm.
I'm happy to say that, hey, that's somebody that I communicate with right there. And she's doing, between you and, I don't know if you've seen Lori on the show, but you two ladies are doing it. And I'm
Yeah,
I'm happy to see that. So I want to give you, a shout out, your congratulations, your flowers,
thank
because
you.
I know
Yeah.
that it doesn't just
What's
happen.
up?
It's that's some work that's put in, and a lot of times it's so far behind the scenes. People see the finish line, but they don't see every step from the starter pistol onto the finish line.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's rough, because anything worth having is, you got to work hard for it, and the shinier it is, the harder you got to work for it.
Yep. Or
So,
you could just get invited to a Diddy party and get nominated for a Grammy and then you good. Just don't
I'm
snitch later.
I'm
Just
good on
don't
that.
snitch later.
I'm gonna tell them I'm allergic to baby oil. I can't do
There you go. He'll
that.
use coconut oil, who knows? Avocado oil, whatever you need.
Yeah.
But no,
Mm-hmm.
So,
thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do. Cause like you said, it's hard work. Like I literally was in here in the middle of doing some submissions when I seen that text come through. I said, what
yeah.
is it? Oh, it's Wednesday. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get on and have a good time with the fellas. Cause I know we've been trying to do this
Yeah.
for a while, but I really
We
appreciate it and thank you. It's
Yeah,
been
we do.
yeah, I've been
yeah,
doing this since I started when I was about
we
5.
appreciate you and much continued success. See. Much
Yeah,
continued
Thank
most
success.
you.
definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I literally had just did a movie cover for Polly and Peachtree City Part 3. Part
Mm-hmm.
1 is out on Tubi now. Part 2 it should be released in a couple of
Okay.
weeks or maybe days on Tubi, and then we're about to start filming. We're in pre-production for this weekend to film Part 3 of Polly and Peachtree City. So
So, are you on part
Now,
one?
now,
Are
I'm
you on
not in
part
part
one?
one. I'm not in part one. I was cast for the original lead for part 1, but I had got submitted for Beauty in Black with Tyler Perry. That's on
Okay,
Netflix.
yeah, yep.
And I love my independent filmmakers, my directors, my writers, my actors. But at the same time, when that SAG money called, sometimes you got to go and run
okay.
it. And I end up,
Yeah.
being a principal in there. So I'm like locked in for, until Netflix say they don't want Beauty in Black anymore. And I doubt that anytime
Okay.
soon. So I'm not in 1, but
Right.
they reintroduced me in part 2. My character
Uh-huh.
name is Danielle, and I'm a successful woman that's married to a successful man who is undercover. Down low. I
Oh,
Ooh.
said undercover.
damn.
I don't even know nothing about that life. My character do though, because I just said undercover. I'm like, no, sorry,
Right.
down low.
Right.
And so part 1 is about, a couple of lady friends that want to just do something in their marriage and they all share each other's men. Part two opens up with us at a baby. Yeah, part one is about some three best friends. One best friend is like, hey, white people are doing it, so why don't we try it? And
Okay.
the women sleep with each other, and then they go to a cabin and invite their husbands to swap out with each other. And some people it got out of control. You got to watch it. It's really good. Next thing you know, part two comes out and it opens up at a baby shower. So somebody in the first set, the first six people in the couples, the three couple groups, somebody ended up getting pregnant. And I don't want to tell you the movie, but let's
I'm about to say, Z, you stop right there. Let them watch it. Let them watch it.
Yeah,
go tell them where they can go find it.
So
tell them where they can go find it.
With a baby shower because somebody got pregnant from part one, and then part three.
Tell them where they can look at it and watch it.
Yes, Tubi. We're actually on Tubi. Maya Speller, she's a director and writer, and she actually has 20 projects on Tubi right now. And out of the 17 of those I am in, and 12 out of the 17 that I am in, I am the lead in 12. So, and then I've been working. I've been working. It's a lot of other stuff I got going on, but what you can find right now that's not in pre-production is I Want Her, where I play Benzino's wife. It's called I Want Her.
Benzino the rapper dude?
Benzino the rapper. And don't you say nothing about my movie husband's neck. Leave him alone.
No, I ain't saying nothing.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
Big ups to Benzino, man. But I'm cool with Zeno, man. I like Benzino. Yeah.
Don't you do that.
Hey, what's going on? Tell that with me.
Man, it was so cool working with him. It was a good movie. We're working on doing a part two. Everyone's asking for a part two for that.
Yeah.
And it was a good experience. The first weekend out, we did 2.5 million views the first weekend. So people are requesting a part two. And then BFFs. That's another movie where it's about four ladies that are best friends and the truth comes out about things. No one liked my character in that. Tit for Tat. Tit for Tat with Brittany Passion. I played her little sister. Behind the Veil 1 and 2. Behind the Veil 2, I'm an exotic dancer in there, and I'm doing all the acrobatic tricks and all that in the pole in the strip club. Father May I 1, 2, and 3. I played Wendy. What you doing? What you doing, Drew? Why you look like that?
When y'all watch Father May I the first time, allow yourself time to decompress. That's all I'm going. I'm not going to give the movie because listen.
That make me want to watch it. That make me want to watch it right there.
Listen, bro. You be sitting there like I haven't even watched part 2 yet because I'm still trying to wrap my mind around what in the world I saw in part 1.
It's a trilogy. So part 1 is an eye opener about what really happens. And not only they thought only white people do it, but in Black communities, there's a lot of children that are victimized and sexualized and BSA. I use safe words now. It's crazy. Like the guy Lester Green that played my brother on their Uncle Willie, he gets death threats to this day because people are like, you a sick mother, shut your mouth. And but it's acting and it is based off a true story. So and we gotta talk about it. We have to be open to, express we got to protect our children by any cost. But my character, Wendy, she was broken because of what happened to her with her mother and her boyfriends when she was younger. So all she worried about was finding a man to love her and her children and to make sure her children didn't get hurt like she did. But she was so lost and caught up that she didn't focus on her children. And it was so much happening to her children right under her own nose in her own mother's house. You got to watch it. But then part 2 shows the why. It's really good. Part 2 shows the why. And then part 3 shows you that at the end of the tunnel, there is a light. And God won't take you to what he ain't gonna get you through. So it's a setup with a great ending. So you go decompress from 1 because 1 was a lot. When I read the script for 1, I was like,
listen, bro.
So y'all go check it out, man. Go
listen,
check out
that movie had me like, oh my God. Now I got a question for you, Z. How do you choose your roles? Because I'm looking at, your roles that you choose, do you have an agent that says, okay, I think this will be good for you, or do you read like through a whole bunch of different scripts and then choose what you decide to be in, be a part of,
Honestly,
rather?
my only agent I have right now is the man upstairs.
Mm,
Before I'll get a submission and they'll ask me to submit, I'll see the script and I'll pray about it. I have an altar at my home that's private.
mm,
I'll put the script at the altar and I'll let him answer for me. And that's
mm,
only because I was before I got all these leading roles. I've been in movies with Jamie Foxx. I was in Horrible Bosses, but I played a prostitute. I was in
mhm,
Love Chronicles with Nipsey Hussle, Van Rang, Vivica Fox. Love Chronicles, you can find that. Love Chronicles too. I played a prostitute that became a stripper that was getting pimped out, looking for love. Then I've played in all these other movies where it's always stripper, 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 prostitute, prostitute. And I said, God, you gave me this desire and this talent. Help me. Make me available for what's for me. And so that's how it happens. I want an agent and I'm shopping for agents, looking for agents. So praying for the right person because a lot of people nowadays, they $25, join the Zoom call, $100, sit down and talk with me. Like I've been getting all these roles. I'm SAG eligible off of my hustle and drive. Like, why I gotta pay you for you to want to work with me? That's crazy.
I
So
may know somebody that knows somebody. So
yeah.
actually, I'll actually put in a little call and see about that. I thought you may have already had an agent and all that.
You know,
So
the way I be hustling, let me tell you, I could sell water to a well and fish to a, what is it? Water to a well and salt to a snail. You dig? Like,
yeah.
so, but yeah, I was excited to come and speak with you guys. I actually am taking on the responsibility of my grandmother. She's willing and able, but
Hmm.
losing, my grandfather's been a lot on her. So
Yes.
I become like her partner in crime and cooking and nurturing and loving. So I gotta get going and make sure she take her medicine and
Hmm.
get the baby together. But I like talking to y'all.
Yeah.
Man, we've been trying to
Actually,
get you here for over a year, man. So y'all just
I
don't know. I didn't give up. I'm gonna let y'all know this is the result of not giving up because I
yeah.
started. Matter of fact, Joe. Joe gave me the idea to talk to Zika when I wanted to talk to somebody about the actor strike. And
Oh
I got
man, because
on you.
I was struggling. Woo,
Yeah.
I almost went back to the strip club. No joke. I was about to twerk something for something, do a little something strange to change. I said, Jesus, why are we on a strike? Like, woo. But we still trying to work that out because honestly, the writers and the actors got they love going, whatever. But you got people that are in the business that just do background work and get treated like trash. So the background, if you look at a movie and there's no backgrounds except I Am Legend, where he was in there with the dog and the people, the little breathing
Mhm.
habit people, you need background actors. You need, and I started off as a background actor. So to be getting 64 over 8 or $100 over 12, like, come on. Come
Did that
on.
once. Did you see Radio? You see the movie
Yeah.
Radio? That was done
Mhm.
here in my hometown. So I got
Okay.
my background work. I actually wanted to audition for some of the parts, but they said I was too old at the time. I was like, but it's acting. I look young for my age. I can go out there and I can do something. Oh, well, you know what?
Still submit.
I'll take
Still submit and still like even for P Valley, they was like 18 to 22. Oh, okay. Brandy, the leading actress Mercedes, is in her
Yeah.
late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, I mean, it's acting. I mean, the makeup, the acting skills is really what's going to carry it over. Look, they've been doing it for years. Look at Jimmy Walker was what, about 30 when he was doing Good Times,
And
playing a teenager.
Lois Fishburne didn't start till he was when? In his 40s for Boys in the Hood. What are you talking about?
Samuel L. Jackson in his
Jackson.
40s, you know. Exactly.
It's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
God
So
time and not they time. And white people, they kind of age a little early in life because they be stressed out from their past people doing us wrong.
Black don't
wonderful
crack.
people. That's what they are. They are wonderful people, and we are beautiful people.
Yeah.
There you
That's how
go.
we, there
I
we
like
go.
that.
Wonderful and beautiful. That's how we
Okay, they
It's
wonderful. Okay. Okay, I agree with you, brother. But no, we got to work on getting the background some love and some leverage and support because if not, they get drugged through the mud. Like there was an artist right now that just hit me up and was like, I want you to come through and do my movie. I said, so what's the pay per diem? He was like, oh, well, if you don't have no lines, thank you so much. I love your music, but I will not be coming on set and working for free. And somebody was like, girl, that's Bootsy Badass. You better just go. I said, no, when he's ready, we'll work. Like, I love Bootsy, but I can't just show up and show my talents and not get an offer. But they were saying that one thing about Bootsy, he was seeing people and seeing how talented they were. If they were background, he was pulling them out and say, hey, you got a line, and he was breaking them off. So that's good. Like, but they don't do that all the time on set. You have people sitting there for 12 hours, don't get used, barely might eat. So it's very rare that you get the Bootsies. Or Tyler Perry, he does that too. He'll see a background. He'll like what happened with me in Beauty in Black. Episode 6, I actually had my first speaking role with Tyler Perry, and I'd have been a background for him for a very long time. Really? And it's about putting in that work and getting noticed. Like, I did background for All Queens Men, Ruthless, Uncle Joe's College Road Trip. That's not coming out yet. 688. Like, I've been backgrounded since background. I've been backgrounded. And finally, he was like, I know you. I said, yeah, I've done all your projects. Even the movie called Straw with Taraji P. Henson that's coming out. Background. But one thing I will say before I go, Robert Townsend told me when I got a chance to work with him, even if you're cast as a background actor or actress, be the best. If you're cast as a tree and the wind blow, you better get them leaves and be the best tree you can be, because at the end of the day, they're going to notice you.
That's gold.
Don't overly do yourself, but do just enough to where you're noticed, And that's how he said he got his first speaking role in the movie he did. Was it School Days, where someone had got shot in the basketball scene and everybody was supposed to run away. They were directed to run away. And Robert Townsend said he ran to the guy. He said, if I'm a Lord and one of my gang disciples is on the ground, I'm going to run to my homie and scream, help. I'm going to try to get my homie.
Yeah.
And when he did that, the director was like, cut, who in the hell told you to do that? He said, well, sir, honestly, if it really happened in real life, that's what I would do. He was like, God damn it, who wrote the script? You're right, write them in. And then the rest is history. So just keep dreaming. Don't ever stop dreaming.
That's gold right there. That's gold. That reminds me of the episode of Sanford and Son when he had George Foreman on there. And that's what Fred Sanford did. So, the things you're saying is like coming back from different things that I've seen, because I've been a TV head since I was a kid. I've watched a lot of TV.
I bet I got one up on you though. My first sentence was, "Where's the beef?"
You was the old lady.
I was a baby though. My grandmother, she's in the living room right now. She said, I said, Grandma, what was my first word? Was it mommy, daddy? Who did I like the most? She said, you didn't say neither. You said, where's the beef?
They sat you in front of the TV.
They set my ass in front of the My mama was 14 when she had me, so we was best friends, I guess. So yeah, I was in front of the TV talking about, where's the beef? Crazy.
I'm gonna one up you. One of the first people I drooled on was Muhammad Ali. So back in the days, a lot of the Black celebrities toured the HBCUs. So as a baby, I was right there when he came to Benedict College.
Wow.
And, he was like, he sure is a pretty baby. I was like, got him.
Oh man, got him. That's awesome.
He would be the greatest. Yeah. If they'd had cell phones back then, I'm sure I'd have had that video like framed, because I was always a Muhammad Ali fan.
Right.
Always. Yeah.
That's dope. I could just see you now. That's where Lion King got that Simba pose from.
Right. See, where are my royalties?
Hey, you better call the Lion King, hit them up. I'm telling you.
Hey, folks.
Sure.
I mean, enjoy meeting you.
Likewise. Thank you guys.
So when you fly in or travel into the Nashville area, hit me up. I do freelance photographer work. So
okay.
I did some of Lori's work. Lori
Livingston.
Nice. Yeah. So
I actually I may be coming that way for some of the I'm just waiting for the film date for Fatal Attraction, and it's another crime show that I'm coming in for because they film out of Tennessee.
Okay.
So when I get those dates, I'll definitely let you know. And definitely.
You do some do some
Like,
shots,
he preempted what I was going to say already. Well, you went ahead and took it. I was about to say that.
And I have a booking there to host an event February 21st, I believe. Just in
Okay.
case we get in before. But yeah, I'll be in Tennessee February 21st, and I could give you all the details and all that once I get that contract signed. But that is one of the dates I know for sure. And then I'll let you know about when I film Fatal Attraction. I've always wanted to be the girl either dead or the one doing the killing, talking to the police.
That's what's up.
All righty then.
That's up.
Man, listen, that's right. Go ahead and just expand everything. Oh, she's circling. She might have a phone call or something.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All
you
right,
see, we
man.
got you, Circle K. We got you.
Yeah, we get up with I hit you up tomorrow, Flex, and nice meeting you.
All right.
And yep. All right. Good night.
All right. So it looks like Ms. Zika is in spin mode. She's on a spin cycle right here. I really enjoyed having her on. Like I said, it's taken over a year. But we definitely been trying to get her on here for the longest. I'm glad we finally got her on to really speak with her. Glad she enjoyed herself. Next time we get her on, it will be planned. Let's say like that. It'll be more planned instead of just, whimsical. But let's see. Oh, we've been here over an hour already. So with that, we'll bid you all adieu. Hope you enjoyed the Funky Uncle Show tonight. And if it's God's will, I'll see you next week. You guys have a good one. Funky Uncle's out.
So. Oh, you see.